There's an items meta that never had the chance to grow because, items are broken. But they're not all banned, are they? We still have some good ones. The catch is, you only get to see them with Link and Peach, and people kinda hate playing against them.
Okay, why do people hate Peach? Well, here's the thing.
I get it, down smash is busted, and camping with turnips is lame.
All he eats is turnips. Turnip, see? Spicy.
But I love those matchups, because it's so fun to interact with the items. It's the only time you can have part of your opponent's kit, and maybe even use it better than they could.
Oh, you're getting it now.
So let's talk about how fun it is.
Oh! And then up smash, yeah.
And how good it is to take their stuff.
Yeah. Also blows up a lot of money. Oh, power Start grabbing the tournament, so it's right back. It's having turnip wars right now.
I believe in a conspiracy that Reflector is actually good, and projectile users try to hide that to keep it from the meta. For years, people have said that using Shine to actually reflect projectiles is bad, because it's too slow, with 39 frames of end lag. But if it was bad, why would Cody use it 8 times in Grand Finals versus Laud? Aklo even intentionally reflects Ginger's Falco lasers for 5% each, since it multiplies damage by 1.5. Think of it this way, instead of reflecting, if you could just shoot a buff projectile at any time, would you do it? Of course, because there's some spacings where it would be good.
Check this out. Boom.
And it's the same way with Reflector. You just gotta be smart with it, by understanding you don't get stuck in lag unless you hit the reflection. Otherwise, it's just Shine and you can jump out. And even when you are stuck, the projectile can cover you. It's not free, but it is good. At Smash Factor 12 in July, Cody hit a perfect reflection dealing 7% with the basic turnip. That's good damage. Triff throws the turnip before Cody even lands. By the time he's actionable, the turnip is right next to him. So he jumps into Shine after dashing away, causing him to drift through the air, basically catch up to the turnip for the reflection, and then drift further to safety, to the middle of the Pokeball. Meanwhile, Peach Naruto runs face first into the turnip. Then, Cody jumps over one, then uses the reflector again, this time preemptively as a bait, because when Triff does throw the turnip, he jumps over it and lands with a bear. Notice how he turns during the Shine to set up for that bear. So there's a couple ways Cody works around the reflector's weakness. It's crazy how this move has been considered useless for so long, and it goes to show how you should always take the metagame with a grain of salt. Before we get into everything you can do when you have a turnip, let's discuss the best item in competitive play. The only melee item in Melee. Truly a legendary pull. The Beam Sword is so rare that if you've never played with items and you're not a Peach main, you might have only used it once or twice. But if you know how to, it could win you the game. It's that strong. So it's worth practicing at least once. Each character gets a new unique jab, F-tilt, F-smash, and dash attack. And some of them look really weird, or cute. Notably, you get to keep your other grounded moves, aerials, and specials. The common mistake with Beam Sword is spamming dash attack and forward smash. Those moves have their place, but they're punishable. Jab is a much more oppressive tool that walls out Peach with unparalleled range and speed, plenty enough to outspace shield grab, and it combos directly into the item throw, which in turn leads to edge guards. You need to be standing to use jab, but it's important to be dynamic in movement. You're probably faster than Peach, so you really want to leverage that when using her items. Keep dash dancing, jumping to platforms, shooting lasers, throwing needles, but use tools like wave dash, run cancel, and pivot to set up for jab. Honestly, spam pivots if you have those down. So good with a fast dash dance. Now, despite offering a whole new suite of moves, throwing the Beam Sword is the strongest thing you can do with it. It travels faster than turnips, and has great knockback, like a slightly weaker charge shot that you can fire in any direction. So naturally, it's great for catching tech rolls after a knockdown. But you're really cooking when you start chaining multiple throws together. The sword pops up on hit, and by the time you get to it, you're often in line for another hit. There's kind of a rhythm to it. Of course, you can also combo into an aerial, even after recatching the sword. It's so good. I just wish the beam sword didn't have this random chance to disappear when it hits the ground, because then you gotta go back to throwing vegetables. But they're also fun, and a powerful tool in the right hands. Peach throws dozens of them every game, and they vary in damage depending on the face. The dot eyes and the coveted stitch face are the most powerful, each with a 1% chance of being pulled. Don't be scared when Peach has one though, because they're very reactable, and catching them is easy. Most characters have a pretty generous item grab box, so if it's anywhere close to you when doing a jab or tilt, you'll pick it up, even with your back turned. Or through a wall. If you've ever power shielded a laser, catching turnips is like 5 times easier. But the trick is making sure you're in a state where you can jab or tilt, because dash attack doesn't work. One thing you could do is not leave that state. Just be still, or use minimal movement. Peach is slow, and so are turnips, so there's no risk in daring her to throw one. Chances are they'll lob it to you like a baseball pass as they approach. The same techniques from the beam sword section work here too. Crouch, wave dash, and even pivot. The latter may seem kind of extra, but it's incredibly surprising and looks sick. You can also jump to grab it in the air with Z. Peaches take it for granted that most people don't even try, so it's really surprising to them when their free edge guard turns into a reversal. This Peach runs in expecting the turnip to give them an opening, but really it just gave me ammo. Look how far away I was when I grabbed that too. Talk about magnet hands. Every time they throw a turnip, it could be a liability, even if you're in free fall. Before finding this video, I had no idea that was a thing, and it's 18 years old now. If you already knew you could catch items in freefall, let me know, because I feel like it's a lost tech from a forgotten time when items were legal. Catching items in the air is way stronger too, because you're already in motion and there's so much you can do in the aerial state. Like if you're drifting towards the turnip when you catch it, and then throw it in the same jump, you'll follow it through the air, so you're nearby to combo off the hit, or grab their defensive options. Another strength is getting above them, where you can throw it downwards or Z-drop it and follow up with vertical pressure. What's Z-drop, you ask? Pressing Z in the air will make you release the item, causing it to fall slowly to the ground. But what makes it so strong is that you're actionable frame 1 afterwards to immediately take advantage of the item. Using double jump, which is also a frame 1 action by the way, is great here because it helps give you enough time to set up and is generally really safe. You can also use your double jump to quickly reverse your drift and line up for a horizontal throw, or just jump to a platform and keep fishing for the right moment. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some characters like Marth have a slow item throw, but that doesn't mean there's never situations where throwing it is good. And is it really that slow? I mean, his grounded throw is only 1 frame slower than Peach's at 11 frames. Meanwhile, these characters, which I've heard are pretty important, have 7 frame item throws. I think the thing with Marth is that it's slow compared to his sword, and you don't want to lose his grounded moves or aerials. You still have to deal with the turnips that are being thrown towards you though. One efficient way to do that is to catch and Z-drop them, and occasionally you'll find ways to make them more useful. Swinging at turnips is also one of the best things you can do, unless it's a stitch face. Just be aware that it can still hit you, and just you on the way down. And there's actually a bunch of ways you can use this property to help you recover. It's surprisingly consistent to hit the turnip and then up B into it, and guaranteed to make the entire venue pop off. It's really not as hard as it looks, just hard to practice without a friend or a save state recording, but it's definitely worth the like 10 minutes of practice it takes to get the feel for it. So back to the throw frame data. What's crazy is I actually sourced it from an M2K Smashboards post from 2003, where he calculated the frame data by timing VHS tapes in slow motion. Some of you probably don't even know what a VHS is. I'm old. You'll notice there's different timings for each type of throw. Dash throw usually has a ton of in lag, making it pretty bad. So instead of that, you can do any directional throw out of dash by jump canceling it. Just jump plus Z, like a normal JC grab. Then, if you want to throw it in a different direction, you add that in with the gray stick. You can even throw behind you like a pivot throw, and it's great for whiff punishing Peach's flow cancelled fair. Definitely a go-to when you have a stitch face. Throwing items out of shield works too. No jump cancel needed. And there's another tech where you cancel rolls into item throw by pressing A. The difference is you move a little bit, with how far depending on the length of the character's roll. You can only throw in the direction you roll towards though, no up or down. But the question is, why would you want to spike an item into the ground anyway? Well, I can think of one reason. It may not seem effective to run in and self-destruct attempting to trade stocks, and it's not, but it does touch at some real strategy when it comes to the bomb. There's a reason Peaches sometimes choose to throw it away instead of throwing it at you. It's just a crazy risk. Not only can you snipe it the moment it leaves their hand, but also when you crowd Peach, they don't have the space to throw it without trading, and shield is faster than throw. The bomb has the most knockback of any item, so percent matters a lot with it. If you're low enough to tank the hit, you have a big advantage. Better yet, if you don't get hit at all. And your best shot at that is when you're the one who throws it. It's not as easy to catch as Turnips because it has a smaller grab box, but there's a trick that can help mitigate risk. Press A at the beginning of an air dodge to catch it. That way if you mess up, it'll go right through you. By the way, do you recognize this tech from the Melee demo footage of all places? This is what plays on vanilla if you leave it on the title screen, just hiding in plain sight. I've actually been thinking for a long time about making a video on this type of air dodge, where you interrupt it into the ground partially through. It's kind of like a triangle jump. The defensive utility is huge, and you'll see it a lot at the high level if you know to look for it. Even if you don't throw the bomb, there's always the chance you might drop it when hit and blow one or both of you up. So chaotic. I wish we could see it walk around more like it does in the Mario games. But hey, Peach does have another item that does that, called Mr. Saturn, who's just a silly guy. He makes these funny sounds when you hit someone with him, and launches into the air when you hit him.
He goes and grabs. Oh, he's punching him. Get out of here. See you, kid.
In a lot of ways, he's the same as Turnips. But him walking around does affect the game sometimes. Like he saves this Peach from an Ices combo, and here he comes to M2K at the perfect time. But the special property of Mr. Saturn is the massive shield damage he does. 2 hits is more than enough to break full shield. And with an instant Z-drop that stacks with your regular pressure seamlessly, it just melts. You can get pretty creative with the way you mix in Mr. Saturn. Or simply do it in one throw, by crossing up Peach and throwing behind you, so he hits the front of Peach's shield and bounces backwards into a second hit. This isn't a super tight spacing either, it's pretty consistent. You just gotta throw it close enough to hit the other side of their shield. The second hit might hit Peach instead of her shield, but that's still good pressure. I actually learned this tech by trying to do Z-drop back airs. Believe it or not, I haven't found any videos of Mr. Saturn breaking shield. I guess because he's so rare and more unconventional to use than the other rare items. This double hit setup has been known about for a long time though. It also works with Stitch Face, doing almost as much shield damage as Mr. Saturn. I love how this tech is a reverse hit with items, since my last video was all about reverse hits, which are basically style cheat codes. A few months ago, I began practicing Link to learn more about items for this video. I hadn't played much Peach either, so it was my first time I could use items whenever I wanted. I thought Link would be more fun than Peach, and it would let me use Bob-omb specifically, which I hardly ever encountered in the wild. I also had been seeing some insane Link Bob-omb tech online. I wanted to know if other characters could do it too, and I was fortunate to get some help from one of the best Link mains in the world, Red X. What in your opinion is the best for non-Link players to do when they have the bomb in their hand?
When they have the bomb in their hand? Probably just Z-drop it, honestly.
He's invented some tech building off of Link's version of a wave shine called Acid Drop, where you quickly Z-drop and re-grab the bomb with wave lands in between. It's insanely hard, but he's able to do it consistently enough.
This is how Lynx will beat me, dude. Like, if you just drop bomb. Oh my god, what the heck?
I learned that it's harder to use Bomb against Link than it is to use Turnip against Peach.
Like what makes Link's passive shield so good is he doesn't get put in any form of hit lag when he blocks the projectile.
The shield works, and no matter how many items you throw, Link can always throw back more.
Oh my god, he's just throwing everything at him. He's even throwing Peach's projectiles at it now.
Link will lay down minefields of bombs, and you have to be intentional with the way you interact with him.
Yeah, that's a better use of bomb. Instead of like just chucking the item, try to use their fast movement or their movement options to take the item and drop it somewhere that they can't normally cover, and then go cover another spot. I think honestly, utilizing his speed, if he has bomb in hand, he should just cross up Link and just like, or whatever the item character is, and Z drop and do like a back air. And in martial arts, it's like when you lose to a technique you don't understand, you can get mad, but you still got beaten, right? So it's like you have to learn different techniques, or you have to learn how to defeat that particular technique for next time. And it's a constantly growing thing.
So what about the advanced tag Red X does? What about the acid drop? Well, I'm not gonna lie. The proper wave shine version is too hard for me. I can't even do it. I can do one Z drop waveland into an attack, but recatching it is just on another level. There's some potential there, but learning a tech that niche and difficult when you're not a Link main is mostly for the love of the game. A more practical takeaway from this is getting that one Z drop into a combo, or just comboing off the item throw against Link and Peach. So next time you play against one of them, try it out, because items are legal, and you can use them today as a treat. That's another one for the books, y'all. My 5th video in 10 months. A project this long takes me over 100 hours to make. I don't have as much time as I'd like because I work. And I got addicted to Pokemon Showdown halfway through this video. But every minute I put in is worth it because I see you guys. I know we have something special here. Something that reminds us why we love these games. And I feel like I finally found my purpose. So needless to say, I'm here for the long run. My hope is, as this small but enthusiastic community grows, I can eventually make videos full time for you. Some of you have been asking how you could help me, and I figured something out. I think after this video, I'll unlock YouTube memberships, but no promises on extra content yet, because I need to keep putting everything into this channel for everyone to have access to. If you want to express your support in a material way, you could become a member, or buy me a coffee with the link in the description below, and help me achieve my dream of making content full time so you could have multiple videos every month. And with that, it's time for me to work on the next one. Enjoy the level up, y'all.